Right guys, Shay here, and even about to be guys as well. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please do subscribe. Alright guys, anyway, so we had the second T20 match between England and Pakistan yesterday up in Manchester, and it led to a resounding victory for England by 5 wickets. Just wanted to discuss a couple of points. England chose to field, which I thought actually would have backfired. Pakistan made 195. Mohammad Hafeez rolling back the years. What was he, almost 40 years old now? And he hit 60 odd of like 200 with a 200 strike rate. Fantastic. Babar Azam and more runs top of the order. Scored 56. Interesting enough, Moeen Ali only bowled the 1 over. He opened the bowling, which went for 10. Didn't bowl again in the innings. But yeah, he's still been retained for the white ball squad against Australia. Anyway, I've covered that in a separate video. But yeah, he was pretty hopeless with the bat and ball yesterday. Well, it's not really, I can't harshly say hopeless with the ball when he bowled the 1 over. He could have come on, took a hat-trick for a week, no, isn't it, in the second over. But yeah, very unlikely. Anyway, it was a decent performance for England with the ball. I thought Sam Curran was a bit sloppy, to be completely honest. Didn't think he bowled that well at all. Chris Jordan didn't seem to get it right either. But let's not kind of knock the Pakistani batsmen. I thought they batted really well. I think there was a 30 odd as well, wasn't there? Sorry, he's got the scorecard up here. Yeah, Vaksaman, who was coming off a horrible run of form, all single-digit scores in the last 5 innings, but then he kind of found some rhythm at the top of the order with Babar. But the bowling fingers, we go to that. Yeah, it was wrong. Yeah, I mean, Rashid, he bowled well again. You know, I'll probably do a video on Rash actually about the kind of murmurings of him back in the Test squad, but yeah, I mean, for now you can say is he's a phenomenal white ball bowler. I think he took 2 for 32 of his 4 overs, and those wickets were actually Babar, and that was one of them. And the second wicket was actually both openers got Vaksaman as well, didn't he? You know, it just really. He's got so much better control, and I feel like he's able to. I feel like Adil Rashid previously just used to put the ball there a lot of times, you know, a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, maybe a bit before that, especially when he first came on the scene. That was a long time ago now. It was like, what, 2009? But, you know, even more recently, he just kind of put the ball there, and I feel like now he really bowls the ball, if that makes sense. You know, he's got much more control, he's much more confident, and I think a lot of that's down to Owen Morgan. You know, how he's captaining him. I think he's done really well captaining him, actually. I think he's done a far better job captaining him than Joe Root has at Test level. Different game completely, but I feel like it's just more confidence maybe that Morgan has. But like I said, you could argue it's down to the format. Anyway, if we go to England's innings, we have man of the moment, Owen Morgan, just incredible form over the past couple of years, and he does it again with another match-winning knock. I think it was 66 he scored, didn't he? It was 66 off 33 balls. He had 200 strike rate. Based on maybe runs top of the order with 44. He actually batted well. I mean, he looked very destructive. I thought he was going to go on to score a really big, get a really big score actually. But yeah, he made 44. Tom Banton didn't do as well as obviously the first match where he made 70 odd. He made 20 this time. And David Malan was there at the end with a 54 not out of 36 balls. Malan's an interesting case, isn't it? Because he seemed to be a little bit out of favour a few months ago in South Africa. Joe Daly was preferred to him, even though that Malan's has been a very, very, very strong performing T20 player for England. I think he's averaging 52 going into the series. Got run out in the first match, his fault against, you know, with Banton. Got going and then obviously got out. He got run out, and obviously yesterday he was not out. But he's not going to let that batting spot go without a fight, I don't think. And I think actually it's his to stay. I think if anything, you could, even though Banton did really well, I think Malan is the one who may retain his place if it becomes a shootout between the two of them with Butler. And obviously Ben Stokes to come back to the team as well. Those two will come back in, obviously. Sam Billings obviously as well. I think Billings, Malan, Banton will be looking over their shoulders when Butler and Stokes do return. Obviously Butler's returning for the Australia series, and Stokes will come back for the next series, whenever that is. Probably UAE against India, but yeah, actually it's not, is it? That's just going to be a Test series. But anyway, next set of T20s, I think those 3, Billings, Banton and Malan, will be a little bit sweaty palms that day. But anyway, that's for another time. But yeah, well done to Milan, obviously, with that knock. That took the game away from Pakistan. So yeah, it was a good performance overall. The call the series now, obviously, with the first one being washed out. I'm not going to cover that game. I'm not going to do a video for that, but just to shout out to Tom Banton, I thought, after doing okay, he obviously scored the 50 against Ireland in that series, but he's not really had the best start to his career, Tom Banton. Even though I think he's a precocious talent, I think he's a really, 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 potentially a really, 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 really great player. I don't think we're seeing the best of him, obviously. I mean, he's still young, he's 21 years old. How much can we expect of him? Yet. But to me, he's the kind of guy who could lead the next generation of England white ball batsmen. I really do. I really think that. And look forward to him playing in the IPL for Kolkata. So interesting to see how he gets on there, because I think playing with those guys in that squad under Brendan McCullum, I think will do him an absolute world of good. I think it'd be fantastic for him to bounce ideas for a few weeks off those guys. Well done to him. Just a quick shout out from the first T20. The third and final T20s tomorrow. So I'll cover that one as well. But that's really it from me. In terms of the bowling, I mentioned before, Tom Curran's not really impressed me yesterday, or really for a past few months now, and hope he gets it right tomorrow. So he gets a bit of confidence going into the Australia series. He's been picked for both squads, hasn't he? So and hopefully Moeen gets a proper go as well, because he's in both squads as well, and I just feel like he's not. Well, I don't feel like I know he's not performing well at all anymore for England. And I just wonder how that's going to pan out for him, because if he has a poor Australia series as well, we might be getting towards the end of Moeen Ali's career for England. We'll have to wait and see. The guy's 33. By the time the next series rolls around, he'll be heading towards 34. And maybe at that point, Liam Dawson's back fit again, like Mason Crane. If you could see yourself a good rest of the season for Hampshire, we'll see what happens to him. It's funny, isn't it? You don't really get much talk of like Danny Briggs, Will Beer, Matt Waller. Those guys just don't get talked about, and they're very formidable T20 bowlers, aren't they? Especially Danny Briggs. He had a few chances, years ago, but doesn't even get mentioned, does he? Really? And I think this Moeen Ali's not even. They could afford to play, I believe, a second proper spinner, and not just have to have someone who can bat a bit like Moeen can, because Moeen at the moment can't. So anyway, let's see. It's a big series, I think. Sorry, big match tomorrow for him against Pakistan, that third and final T20, and we'll see how he gets on before Australia turn up for the first match on Friday. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. If you enjoy the content, please like the video. Give me comments. What do you think? What's your thoughts really on the yesterday's match and the first T20, and maybe what your thoughts tomorrow? Will England kind of close the series? I thought they would lose, actually. I thought they would lose it. I thought they would lose the series, but obviously got that one wrong. Or will Pakistan, come back and level the series? Anyway, let me know, guys, and do please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.